Hello, today we are going to talk about microaggressions. So you are in a team meeting. A colleague makes an offhand comment about a coworker. Something like, "Wow, you are so articulate," directed at the only black person in the room. Or someone jokes, "Seriously, where are you really from?" After a team member mentions they grew up in Ohio. There is a half second of silence. Others feel it, and then the meeting just moves on. If you are a leader and that moment passed without a word, today's video is for you. Let's start with a clear definition because you can respond to something you don't recognize. Microaggressions are brief, everyday, verbal, or behavioral exchanges, often unintentional, that communicate hostile, derogatory, or negative messages to someone based on their identity. That identity could be race, gender, age, disability, sexual orientation, national origin, or religion. The word micro doesn't mean small in impact, it means frequent, and the accumulation is what makes it so harmful. Here are 3 real examples you may hear in a work. A woman presents a strong idea in a meeting. It's largely ignored. 20 minutes later, a male colleague repeats the same idea and gets praised for it. No one says a word. Example 2. A team member with a disability is copied in an email instead of being asked directly what they think because colleagues assume they may not be able to handle it and they cannot have that conversation. Example 3. An employee with a non-English name is told, "I'm just going to call you something easier." It is framed as a joke. No one pushes back. There are not edge cases. They happen every day in teams of all sizes across all industries. The question isn't whether it happens in your team, it's what you do when they do. I want to talk about the cost of saying nothing because silence is not neutral. When a leader witnesses a microaggression and does not respond, 3 things happen simultaneously. First, the person who experienced it receives a message that this environment is not safe for them, that their identity is not valued, that they are on their own. Research consistently shows this erodes trust, reduces engagement, and increases turnover. Second, the person who made the comment receives a message too, that the behavior was acceptable. That will go unchecked, and it will happen again. Third, everyone else in the room learns what kind of culture this is. Psychological safety, the foundation of high-performing teams, does not survive in environments where people feel their identity is a liability. I often hear leaders say, "I just didn't know what to say in the moment." And I understand that. Today, I want to give you a framework so that next time it happens, you know exactly what to do. Here are 3 steps that are concrete that you can take as a leader when you witness a microaggression. Step 1. Pause and name what happened. The most powerful thing you can do in the moment is to slow the conversation down. You don't need to deliver a lecture. You just need to name it. Say something like, "I want to pause here for a second. I think that what just was said may have landed in an unintended way, and I want us to sit with that before we move on." That's it. You don't have to have all the answers right then. You just have to refuse to let it disappear into the next agenda item. Step 2. Check in with the person who was targeted and follow up. Your next responsibility is to the person who experienced it. After the meeting, find them. It can be as simple as, "I wanted to check in with you directly. I noticed what happened earlier, and I just want you to know I'm taking it seriously. How are you doing?" What you are communicating is you are seen, you are not alone, this was not okay, and someone with authority noticed. And don't stop there. Check in again a week later. "I wanted to see how you are doing. Is there anything you need from me?" That follow-through is what separates a leader who means it from one who just performs inclusion. Accountability without follow-up is just performance. Step 3. Speak privately with the person who made the comment. This conversation is not about punishment. It is about alignment. Your role as a leader is to help people understand how their words land and why certain comments are not in line with the culture this team is working to build. Start by assuming good intent and then name the impact. I don't think you meant to cause the harm, and I want to talk to you about the effect that comment had, because on this team, we are committed to an environment where everyone feels respected and included. Then be specific. What was the comment? Why was it harmful? What would you like to see instead? Give the person a chance to reflect and offer support. A conversation, a resource, a follow-up, a check-in. You are not their judge. You are their leader. And part of that role is helping people grow into the culture you are building together. I want to take a minute to address 2 things that I hear from leaders all the time, because I want you to walk away prepared. The objection is, they didn't mean it. Maybe not, but meaning and impact are separate. A car accident doesn't stop being a car accident just because the driver didn't intend to hurt anyone. And as a leader, your responsibility is to address the impact, regardless of the intent. Objection 2. I don't want to make a bigger deal than it is. I understand the instinct, but here is the truth. Staying silent is also a choice, and it sends a message. Not addressing what is happening is making a decision. And you have to think about what message you want to send as a leader. You don't have to be perfect on these moments. You just have to show up. Microaggressions happen in every workplace, including yours, including mine. The difference between a team where people thrive and one where they quietly disengage often comes down to whether leadership responds when something goes wrong. You now have 3 concrete steps. You don't need to be an expert in every form of bias to lead well. You just need to care enough to act. That is what inclusive leadership looks like. No perfection, but willingness. If this video was helpful, I would love to hear from you. Subscribe. Don't miss the future content on leadership, team culture, and the practical side of building workplaces where people actually want to show up. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever been in one of these moments? What did you do? And what do you wish you would have done? If you are ready to go deeper, whether that's a team training, a leadership workshop, or one-on-one coaching, I'd love to connect. You can find my link to book a consultation in the description below. Thank you for being here, and until next time.